Okay.
Hi, everyone. So this section is the grade 10 syllabus, English syllabus that's used in Sri Lanka. And so we've decided to take time and we're going to go through. And this is the first section. It's called People. And it's a role play. So I'm going to be Uncle Angelo. Watsala is going to be Mathini, and Pumi's going to be Ishini, and we're going to read it. And after we read it, there's going to be different activities. So this section is to help better read, and then also an understanding of what you're reading and being able to then take what you read and answer questions that are going to follow to make sure you comprehended or understood everything.
Also pronunciation. Make sure
And
you pronounce
pronunciation.
it.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Pronunciation is important. So I'm going to start. Okay. Hello, children. How are you?
Hello, Uncle. We are fine, thanks.
Uncle, you seems to have changed.
Really? How?
You don't have your beard anymore. What happened?
I decided to shave it off. Ishini, you have changed too. You now have long wavy hair. It looks very nice.
Thank you, Uncle, but I like straight hair like Metini's.
But I don't like my hair. I wish I had wavy hair like yours.
Why not, Mathini? You have beautiful straight black hair.
Who is this gentleman, Uncle?
He is my new boss, Mr. Ravi Rajan.
He is very tall and fair in complexion, isn't he?
Yes, he is about 180 centimeters in height.
He looks to be mid-age and well-built.
Look, he has beard like you did and his hair looks very thick and black.
That's right. And he has a pointed nose and sharp eyes, which makes him look very pleasant. Although he is my boss, he is a very nice man.
Okay, question. Any pronunciation corrections? Laura? Okay, I have one that is beauty. I don't expect you to know this.
I know. I was going to say, I don't know how to say
Mr.
it.
Ravi Rajan.
Rajan.
Yeah.
Rajan?
Yeah, Rajan.
Rajan.
All right.
So now this is one of the activities that I was talking about. So now it says writing, but this particular section is more comprehension or understanding of the paragraph that we just read. So we're going to look at each sentence and decide whether that statement, that sentence is true or false. So Watsala, why don't you read the first one?
Uncle Angelo looks the same. False.
Yes. Pumi.
Mr. Rajan has a beard. It's false.
Ishini has short hair. False.
Methini looks like Methini likes to have wave hair. Methini likes
So
to
maybe
have
we can
wave
go
hair.
back up.
So two things. Mithini likes to have wavy hair. Mithini has straight black hair, right? So let's go back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And Mr. Rajan has a beard.
Yes.
That's true.
No, he doesn't have, right? You don't have your beard.
Mr. Rajan.
Rajan has a beard, that's true. So now wavy hair, Ishini, right? She said.
So
Yeah.
So Matheny is saying, but I don't like my hair.
Mithini
I
has
wish
straight
I
black
had
hair.
wavy hair. So go back now since we know that he has straight black hair. So Pumi, can you read D again?
Metheny looks to have wave hair.
Mithini likes to
Four.
have wavy hair. Mithini likes to have wavy hair. Okay, wavy hair, not wavy hair. Wavy hair.
Is that
So,
true or
you-
false?
False.
So remember that question,
No.
right?
False.
Mm,
Okay, here, let's do it again, right? Look at this conversation. What does he say, Mithini?
But I don't like my hair. I wish I had wave hair like yours. Wavy hair like
Wavy
yours.
hair. Yeah. So does she have wavy hair, Mithini?
No.
No.
Okay, so what is the answer to this?
It's false.
False.
So Matheny likes to have wavy hair. So that's not saying
She
Matheny has wavy hair.
She
It's saying
likes
she
to have.
likes to have. So is
That's
that
the
true
case.
or false? Because Matheny, does he have straight hair or does he have wavy hair?
Right now, according
Mithini
to
has
this
wavy hair.
conversation, Mithini's hair
Mithini
is
has
straight or wavy?
Matheny has
Wavy hair.
Wavy hair.
No.
But she
No.
likes straight
no,
hair.
he has straight hair.
Look
She,
at
but she likes to.
Let's see if I read it right. Okay, so see, it says, but I don't like my hair. I wish I had wavy hair like yours. And then Uncle Angelo says, why not, Matheny? You have beautiful straight black hair.
Straight hair.
So Matheny has straight black hair, but he wishes he had wavy hair. So now go back down.
Wait, there's something not right. I decided to say, all right, you have long
Wavy.
wavy hair. It looks very nice. Uncle
Yes,
is
but he's talking about Ashini.
Oh, she's talking about
She
Ishini. Yeah. Yes. Then Ishini said, thank you, uncle. So
But I like-
Ishini has wavy hair,
Wavy
right?
hair.
You know what I mean?
No, Matheny
No.
has straight hair.
Straight hair. Ishini has
Wavy hair.
wavy hair.
No.
No.
She likes
Usually-
straight hair.
So Matheny has straight hair, but wishes he had wavy hair like
Yeah.
Ashini.
Hmm.
So go down, Jagat.
Yeah.
So let's read it again. So D, Pumi.
Metheny likes to have wavy hair. Yes, it's
So is that true or false?
true.
It's yes. And then Vatsala.
Mithun has straight black hair.
Yes.
True.
True.
It's true.
So here's the thing, right? Ishini has long wavy hair, right? This girl has, Mithini has straight hair. Okay.
Now, I just want to say that it's a little difficult because so we don't have the paragraph in front of us.
Yeah,
so
that's not
we're
your- yeah,
trying
yeah.
to do it by memory. But usually in a classroom setting or a test, you would have the paragraph in front of you and you can go back and check like to see it, to answer those questions.
So for students, it would be easier because they can, look at the paragraph, right?
Right.
Here we have to go to the, okay. Okay. So let's do this part.
So the next section, can you scroll up a little bit?
Scroll up, okay.
So the next section is an understanding of what you read, but also a writing exercise. So we have Mr. Ravi, and he has certain
Okay, yeah, let's look at these categories and go back. We have to know his age, body, complexion, height, nose, face, and hair, right? So let's look at that is Mr. Rajan, right? So let's go here. Okay. So this is where the conversation is, right? He says, he's my was Mr. Ravi Rajan, right? So remember these things. Take a minute to look at it.
So maybe write down.
Write it down if you got. You and Vatsala, write down. He is tall, fair in complexion, right? He's 180 meters in height. He's middle-aged, well-built, and he has a very thick and black beard. He has pointed nose and sharp eyes. Got that?
Yes.
Okay. Age,
Middle age.
middle-aged. Body,
Well built.
Well built.
complexion,
Fair.
Fair.
height,
180 centimeters.
Centimeters.
nose,
Pointed nose.
face,
Beard. Sharp eyes.
So let's go down to face and hair, okay? I think they have to say with his round face and this and that, right? Pointed nose, sharp eyes, right? So complexion is fair complexion, middle age, beard, very thick. Is pointed nose, sharp eyes. He look very pleasant, right? Okay. So we can say here, right? Nose is sharp, face is like he has a beard. That's what you guys said, right? Other things. What are the other things?
He look very pleasant.
He look very pleasant. Laura, here. Let's describe, Laura, describe this guy with what they have given. He's very tall, right? Laura?
Yes, I thought we just did.
Okay. He's fair in complexion, height. Okay. So we'll move on. Okay. Next one. It says, give a similar description of yourself using the above format. So here's the format. Vatsala.
Yes. Middle age. Medium. Small. Complexion fair. Height 5 feet and 2 inches. Nose, pointed nose. Face thin and long. Hair, black and wavy hair. Other, I don't know.
Pleasant or unpleasant? Pleasant and beauty.
Age young. Body thin and medium. And complexion is fair. And height 150 centimeters. Nose it's pointed. And face round and thin. And hair black and wavy. Others pleasant.
Okay, let's move on. Okay. Laura, you have to start now.
Look at the pictures and read the words given below. So the first face is a round face, and the second face is a long face. Now there's pictures, 6 pictures below, and they're all different types of hair. So the first photo is a young man with curly hair. Then you have another young man with straight hair. You have a woman with wavy hair. And then below you have a man who's bald. He has no hair. And then the next gentleman has a mustache. And then the final photo is of a man with a beard.
Any different shades of hair? Are they the same color?
Yes,
What's
little
around
shade
here?
different. Yes.
What color
White
is
hair
this
is
hair
black.
you say?
First one is black. Second also black.
I think is it black or dark brown color?
I would say like the first two, I'd say they're more dark brown.
Yes, dark brown.
Both of them are dark brown, I think. Third one? Give me?
Blind hair.
Yeah, you could
Would we
say
call
light,
it blonde?
you could say light brown, dark blonde.
Dark brown. This guy has no hair.
Right.
This one?
Black.
It's a black.
Yeah, that's probably closer. Yeah, both of those.
This is all. What other hair colors have you seen other than brown, blonde? What other? There's one color.
White.
White.
Okay, gray and white. And there's another color which is very distinct. Very few people I have seen. There's black, there's brown, they say white, there's blonde.
Well,
Have
actually,
you
there's
seen
all
red-
different colors. There's
Red hair. Have you seen red hair? You know,
Me
there are
too.
people with red hair. Yeah, I think. What other colors, Laura, you think people have?
purple, blue, pink. People have all different.
Yeah, those are not natural, those are dyed hair.
Right, dyed hair.
Yeah. So yeah, there are people, they dye their hair in purple and things like that. Okay. So you may need to
Pink.
think of other colors. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here's this exercise. Okay.
So study the following adjectives on the Post-it notes that are used to describe the appearance of people. So the first Post-it, it says age. So some examples that you can say are young, middle-aged, old, in his early, mid, late 30s, 40s. For age, for old, I would say that if you're writing, or describing somebody, it's fine to use old, but not in conversation with the person. I wouldn't say that. It could be considered rude. Face, thin, long, round, oval, square, clean shaven. Complexion, fair, light-skinned, tan, pale, dark-skinned. Build, small build, medium build, average build, well-built, thin, slim build. Height, tall, average height, medium height, short, 5'5" in height, about 165 centimeters tall. And then other characteristics of a person's body type or face would be thin, full lips, long, straight nose, straight, wavy, black, curly hair, broad shoulders.
Okay, my
So,
question
I'm
here.
just curious, do you know what broad shoulders means?
Sorry?
Do you understand when they say broad shoulders?
What is this
Shoulders?
broad shoulders?
Yes.
Who would have broad shoulders like
I have
from?
broad shoulders.
Huh?
I have broad shoulders.
You have broad shoulders, okay. Like if you see a bodybuilder, they are very broad shoulders. Okay, let's talk about a little bit of etiquette. I think it's time. So Laura said, don't refer to an old person when you talk about them. I don't think this person, you know. Other things, Laura, etiquette, what other things they have to be careful?
Unless you're writing a story, or if you are describing a person to say like law enforcement or something, I wouldn't bring up somebody's weight. I wouldn't bring up weight in conversation to anybody.
So you would never say to a person, you look fat.
No, that's rude.
Or you would never say to a person, oh, you look short, or you're short, right?
No.
That's rude. But
Yeah.
would you address, when you talk about an old person, could you
Old person.
refer to them as elderly? Is it a polite way of saying it?
I don't think that to them personally, I don't think I would even.
So if he's an old person, what would you suggest? Avoid the word old or anything.
But I guess you'd have to give an example. Why would I even talk about their age to them? Like, why would I give an example of how that would come up?
I'll give you an example, right? Let's say I am talking to, there are some older people in the audience, right? Let's say I'm talking about another old person, right?
I would say,
I would not say, oh, that she is really old. I saw some.
no, I would just say a gentleman who is, if I knew like around, I'd say a gentleman who is in their like 80s or 90s, or people who are, you know, above 80, or like I would use a generalization like that. I wouldn't say, oh, I met a bunch of old people. That's, I don't know. That's,
Exactly. So if you, the best way to refer to the that, just refer to their age if you can guess. Also be very careful. Some people might look older than they are. Some people might look younger. I would try to avoid. I'll tell you one thing I see in Sri Lankan people. Do they say people, you are fat? When they refer to old people, they singly say, they say, Naki Achila. That's a very, very derogatory way of talking about old people. In other words, Laura, they are saying these old grandmas, right? But the Naki Achila, that singular phrase, sounds much more worse than old grandmas in English. So be careful. I'm trying to teach etiquette in my class, right, for kids. I think we need to do the same thing here.
I mean, to be clear, I don't think everybody is sensitive to that. I think some people wouldn't care, but I think that you should always be mindful of your audience, who you're talking to, and how you talk.
Also, would you use words like he's stupid, she's stupid, things like that when you talk about a person in an audience?
No.
No, I think that if you thought that their views were wrong, there's another way to go about without insulting the person themselves. You can challenge an idea, but you don't have to insult the person.
So the basic idea is be careful when you use insulting words, right? It's happening all the time. I'm not saying I'm not guilty. I am guilty. Sometimes I use such words, but it is, I
All the
would be
time.
the first person to say I'm stupid when I do things like that. That's a sign of my stupidity. So try to avoid it. Ready for this exercise? So how about Vatsala? You describe someone, whoever you are, anyone, and describe them using these 6 categories. I'll show it to you. So who is the person who wants to describe? Vatsala, pick a person. Your friend maybe, or whatever.
My mother.
Yeah. Your mother. So the categories are age, face, right? Complexion, then build, right? I'll go one by one. Height and other, right? So start talking about your mother's age.
She is in 70s. And her face is a round face, fair, and medium built. 5 feet in height. She has thin lips and round face. And she's pleasant looks pleasant.
Okay. Pick another person. Now use different. Pick a younger person and try to do the same thing. Maybe your chance is going to be next. Pascal, I want you to describe like 3 people. You describe your mother. Pick now someone young and someone like a kid.
My sister.
Great. All right.
She's in middle aged. Face is round face. Dark skinned. Average build. No, sorry. Well built. Tall and yes, she's tall. About 5, more than 5 feet. And she's
So
pleasant.
there's one more category.
She has curly hair.
Anything about her lips, nose?
Lips. She has big lips.
So full lips, not big, full lips, right? Full lips. Vatsala?
Yes.
Full lips, not big
Full
lips.
lips,
Right?
yes.
Nose?
She has short nose.
Okay. Is it all right to say short nose, Laura?
I don't know. I'm
have no
trying to think
describe
of
a
other.
person you
I don't
can
even
tell.
know how to describe a nose.
Yeah, I have no describe someone. That could be an insult. I don't know. All right, now Marcela, pick a person like, your niece or your nephew.
I'm sorry, Watsala, can I just say, I just looked it up. So some descriptions for nose. I mean, they say big. I would never say somebody has a big nose. That's kind of insulting. Little, short, long, large, straight, thin, crooked. Some people, if they have like their nose isn't straight, pointed, sharp, flat, a flattened nose, a turned up nose. It's like some people, like the tip of their nose goes up a little bit, but I'm just like, I don't know. I don't use that as a.
All right. So tell them the words that you would not use from the list.
Okay. I would use these if I was writing a book. That's not a big deal. But if I was talking to somebody and they asked me to describe their nose, I don't know. I wouldn't say big. Maybe large would be better than big. I don't know. Straight, thin, those are fine. I don't know. Everything can be insulting to some extent, So
I don't think if you tell a person you have a very sharp nose or a pointed nose, I don't think that sounds that insulting.
I don't know.
You would
point.
not say you have a big nose or
Yeah.
those are not. All right. Phoebe, describe 3 people using these adjectives. Okay.
Okay.
Phoebe?
First I describe my mom. She is in 60s and she face is long and complex is fair and build is medium build and height average height. Others full lips and long hair nose, curly hair.
Yeah, so you can say, okay, go ahead. Second person?
Second person, my sister. She is young and face is round and complex is fair. Mm, and build is small build and height is tall and other she has straight hair and a pointed nose.
Yeah, I would say other features and then describe whatever you want to describe. So the key point here is be careful when you describe a person. Do not use certain words that are insulting, because you might even not think like that's that you were insulting people. Inadvertently, we would use words that people might get hurt. So be very careful. I sometimes do that. So I have to be very careful. Remember, there's a very, very nice saying which I try to remind myself. It says, between what you said and not meant, right, and what you meant and not said, most of the love is lost. It's very true. Sometimes we say things but we don't mean. Well, sometimes we don't, we mean it but we don't say it. So be careful. Okay. Next one.
So now this activity, there's a bunch of pictures and we want you to describe their appearance. So especially talk about their hair, like what type of hair they have, what hair color, and maybe their face, some features from their face, and maybe their age. So those like 3 things. So an example is for the first one, this boy has a round face and black hair.
Okay, so who's going to the first one? So, boy, who's going to? How about what shall I do with A and B? I'll go to the categories. Okay, remember the boy and remember the man. Do you remember them? Okay.
Yes.
So let's go up here and look at the categories. The boy is what?
He's young boy, and he has curly hair and round
What's his
face.
face?
Yes, round face, fair in complexion, build, medium build, height, average height. He has curly
Okay,
hair.
look at this person. Anything you want to say about his
Curly
lips
hair.
or
Lips,
anything else?
I think thin lips, curly hair.
Yeah, oh, you can see he has a cute face, right? Okay.
Yes.
The man, this man. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the categories.
He's in middle aged, thin and oval shape.
What did you say for the
Complexion.
face?
Oval.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me check. Okay. Complexion.
fair, medium, average build, height, tall, thin and thin lips.
Yeah, we cannot say much about their height because, it's just, Masana, describe also C. Look at this woman.
Wait.
Yes.
Go back to B. So what would you say about his hair?
His hair, bald hair. He has bald hair.
Very good. Okay. So look at this woman, right? Then
have-
we'll go to the categories. Take a look at her, right? Okay. Nose, look at her nose, lips, eyes, everything. Okay.
She's in 70s. She has a thin and long face, fair in complexion, medium build, medium height, she has short gray hair and straight nose.
I have a comment. I'll see whether Laura called it. What would be your comment, Laura? I have a comment, but I'll see whether you would agree. She said she's from in 70s.
No, you got to scroll. Can you scroll down to her
I
photo?
would not say that because we don't know, right? You
Well,
can say-
but we're guessing.
We are
Like,
guessing.
this is just a guessing. I would guess,
Middle-aged.
honestly, looking at her, because if you just take away the gray, because gray can happen early, but I was thinking like late 50s,
Yeah,
early 60s,
yes.
maybe.
So I would use, to be safe, I would say middle age. Look at it this
No,
way.
I don't think you could say middle age. No. Mm-mm.
Not me.
Here's my thinking, right? If you tell a person, older person, middle age, that can be a compliment. But if you say a middle-aged person old, that is an insult. So if I had to choose between these two, I would, like someone middle-aged or old, I would say middle-aged and let go. That way it's a safer choice. Okay, what's PV? Look at this guy first, right? Look at the guy first. Then we'll look at these two later. So you look at this guy, everything about him, face, everything, right? Okay.
Mm.
Okay, David.
He is young and face is long. Complex is light skin.
Complexion, yeah.
Light skin and build, average build. Height, average height. Others, curly hair. Black, curly black hair and
He has a beard,
straight
right?
nose.
Yes. I mean, huh?
Straight.
He has a beard, right? He has a beard. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something special. Not every one person has. Okay. So look at this girl now, right? Look at her hair, look at her face, look at her lips, all that, right? Okay.
She's young and face is round. Complexion is fair. Build, a small build, and height is average height. Other, she has a straight black hair.
Yes, very good. Okay, look at this. Next person. Okay, you look at that.
Um, she's young, a long face, complexion fair, and build small build, height average height, full lips, curly hair.
Yeah, I wish they had used pictures with people like darker colors, right? You know, skin. I think that's something they should have put out added.
Tan color.
See, Laura, this woman, does she look tan to you?
Yes. And
I think she looks tan.
E almost, I think E could be, not that I would say this, but pale in comparison
Yeah.
to the other.
I think that's what they are trying to show. She's
Yeah.
kind of pale, but I would not say.
Right.
She looks tan, right?
Yeah.
Others are pretty much the same color. She
Um,
looks very.
I don't know. The boy, he's
Let's look at the
so, like,
picture that we are given.
he's light skinned, but he has like a
Light-skinned.
tan kind of, you know.
Yeah, he's kind of light skin, right? He's not pale, he's not dark skinned. Yeah, I think they were trying to give some shades so that you can use different things. All right. So the purpose of this exercise, to me, it looks like you should, when you look at a person, right, you use different categories to describe that person. The point is, as Laura said, if you are writing a novel, you know, that's one thing. You can use certain words. But if you are talking about a person, be careful not to use words that can be insulting. So be very careful. Okay. I think this is our last exercise for the day, this one. Okay.
So there
So
are.
this is listed as listening, right? We don't have a listening one. I found the description, Laura, as you said, there's a description. I'll show that to you. So look at these people, right? Okay. Here it says, okay, go ahead.
So you do have a description. You found it.
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. So there's 6 photos below, 6 pictures of different individuals, different people, and their names are above the pictures. So I will try my best. Mr. Lalith Vitharana,
Chitarana.
Mr. Ravi Balan, Mrs. Ramya
Vitarana.
Vithanara,
Vitarana. Vitar. It's a long.
Vithar, Mrs. Madini Balan, Mr. Mohammed Razik, and Mrs. Sarojini Silva.
What's her name? Is it Madini? What's the name? Is it Madini? How do you pronounce his name? Madini, right?
Madini.
Madini.
Madini or Madini?
Madini, no.
Madini.
Madini.
Madini, okay.
Madini. All right. So Jagat has 6 descriptions that he's going to read then, one at a time.
No, here he says, listen to the description. It's not listening. We are reading the descriptions and trying to. So I'm going to put the description. So look at these people, right? Kind of get an idea. Let's look at one at a time and decide here.
Are we reading it? Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Lalith Vithanara, sorry, apologize, is a lecturer of mathematics in a leading university. he is married to Mrs. Ramya Vitharana. She usually wears saris in the Kandyan style. She's a teacher and usually carries 2 bags with her. Mrs. Medini.
Okay, that's enough. Let's go back, right? Try to
Oh, so you're
identify
telling me, oh, I see. So this whole entire paragraph is for all of them. Okay.
all of them, yeah.
So wait,
they first- yeah.
so
So we have to identify who is Lalit Vitharana and Mrs. Ramya Vitharana.
okay,
Yes.
so Lalith, he is a mathematics lecturer in a university, and his wife usually wears Kandyan style saris. So let's go back up.
He's a teacher and usually carries 2
2 bags with
right?
her. Okay.
Okay, so let them identify and tell us why. Who is Mr. Lalit Vitharana with his wife?
5 is Lalit Vitharana, 4 is
Four is
Ramya Vitharana.
Ramya Vitharana.
And why do you think like that?
Lalit Vitharana has some books. I think he's a lecturer. Then he has some books. And then number 4 is Ramya Vitharana. Then in the paragraph, he has 2 bags. Then he
She
wearing
has 2 bags. She
yeah,
carries
she
2
has 2
right?
bags, and
And
she
also the
is
sari style is what?
She's wearing Kandyan
Kandyan
sari.
Yeah. So if you are not a Sri Lankan, you would not know, right? Look
So
see, this they call, what do you call this style? This A1. We will find out.
So
that is not
there's
Kandyan
no chance that Lalith could be C. I'm sorry, 3.
That's what I want to
Only
see.
because
We'll
he
see.
has a bag that
Yeah.
looks like a lecturer's bag, but that's why I wasn't sure. It was between 3 and 5 for me.
Yeah, so tentatively is 4 is certain, right? Lalit can be 3 or 5. Tentatively we say that, okay? Let's go to the next one.
Okay. Mrs. Medini Balan and Mrs. Sarojini.
Now, Madhini, wait, Madhini Balan.
Madhini Bal.
Madhini Balan, Laura.
Mrs. Medini. Am I saying it wrong? I'm sorry.
Madhini.
Madini, Mrs.
Balan.
Madini Balan, and Mrs. Sarojini Silva, 2 wear saris, but they always wear them in the Indian way. Mrs. Madini Balan wears a potu and wears flowers in her hair. Mrs. Sarojini Silva is a fashionable lady. She usually puts hairstyles and used to carry a
Handbag.
bag with
Handbag.
her. I'm just reading the sentence doesn't. She usually puts hairstyles and used to carry
Yeah, I know. She
a
carries-
handbag with her.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we stop there, so Mrs. Madini, she wears
She
Okay.
wears.
Let me go back.
she wears a potu and flowers in her hair. And then Mrs. Sarojini, she's a fashionable lady and has a handbag.
So there were 3 women, one we already recognized. Now we have to decide who is Sarojini and who is Madhini, right?
First one is Madhini.
Mhm.
Because she wears this dark, right?
She's wearing.
And the other woman is Sarojini, right?
6.
6.
Yeah, okay.
Sarojini.
Saroji. Is Saroji? Okay.
Okay. Mr.
No, it's Sarojini. I was right. Not Saroji. Sarojini.
Mr.
Okay.
Ravi Balan Mr. Mohammed Razik and Mr. Lalith Vitharana prefer wearing long-sleeved shirts and trousers of different shades of brown. Mr. Ravi Balan wears his mustache proudly, and he always wears checked long-sleeve shirts. Do we want to look at that one first?
Okay.
So Mr.
Yeah.
Ravi wears
Check shirt. Yeah,
Number
that's
two.
it.
so he would
So
too.
we were,
So we don't know yet about 3 or 5.
no, number 2, remember, didn't they say he was a lecturer?
No,
No?
No.
no, it was 3 or 5. We were
Lalit
unsure.
Vitharan.
Lalit Vitharan is a lecturer.
Okay, listen, look at the first thing, right? They were talking about Lalit Vitharan is a mathematical leading university, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, right? Then look at here, then he says, Mr. Ravi Balan wears his Mustafa. So who's
Yeah,
that?
it's
Mr.
Mr.
Lalit Vitharan wears a well-maintained beard. Mr. Lalit Vitharan wears a well-maintained beard. So
So
the
that's how we're gonna
Lalit Vitharan guy,
tell.
the lecturer, remember we did not know who he was? So that
Number
is
5.
bad.
Wait,
Number-
No, wait, there are both of them have beard.
but
No,
one of them
he
is
was-
longer.
Quite long.
Who has
Okay,
the
let's
longer
move on.
one is
It's
3.
Razik. Quite long than,
Wait,
yes.
Mr. Razik's beard is quite long. So then
Yes.
you're right. Lalith is the one that you said with the book in his hand.
So look at this one, Mr. Mohammed Rasid is a businessman and carries a bag wherever he goes. So that is easy, right? The bad guy is Mr. Mohammed. Do you understand, right? This one that we thought it was Lalit is not Lalit Vitharan. This is Mr. Mohammed because he carries a bag. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, look. So number 3 is Mohammed. We can go back and see that was. So we can read from here, right? Okay, Mr. Ravi Balan, Laura, please continue.
Mr. Mohammed Razik is a businessman and he carries a bag wherever he goes. Mr. Ravi Balan does not like to carry anything with him. Mr. Lalith Vitharana always carries some books with him. Can you name them correctly now? So yes, he's carrying the books. So
Yeah.
He is Lalit.
Yeah.
So who is Ravi?
Ravi is second one.
Second one.
Ravi. This third guy is Mohammed. This fifth guy is Lalit, right?
Lalit. Yeah.
and
Okay.
Lalith's wife is 4, correct?
Lalit's wife is 4, that's right. Right? Because this is Sarojini, and I forgot this woman's name. What's her name?
Madhini
Madhini.
Balan.
Is she Madhini? Is married to, oh, yeah. So Ramya is his wife. Okay, let's go back, right? So this is Ramya, 4th, right? Number 1 is Madhini, and number 6 is Sarojini, right? Okay, what can you do in a class setting? So you take this description, right? Laura, can you give? She's going to do it in a class setting. I want her to use this description and maybe.
I would do it differently.
Huh?
I would do it differently. This is confusing. I would literally have a sentence or 2 to describe each picture independently, separately. I wouldn't have it bunched all together like this. I think it's a little confusing.
So remember, this is a listening comprehension.
I
thing, right?
understand, but I think to start with, it would be okay to do a listening comprehension where because now what are we talking about? We're talking about Watsula students in her class that are younger, correct?
No, we are talking about the class of grade 10 students. We are teaching two different groups now.
Got it. I
Yeah.
still kind of think that it could be separate and still,
We did that, so.
like, I almost feel
I
like
think they are trying to do it, confuse you purposely.
I
to see
know.
whether you listen.
Yeah, but I still think that it could be, maybe to start with, it could be something like Mr. Lalith Vitharana is a lecturer of mathematics in a leading university. And then you can say, Mr. Lalith Vitharana, he prefers wearing long-sleeved shirts and trousers of different shades of brown. He wears a well-maintained beard. Like, he carries some books with him, and keep that together. And then kind of progress to this. That's what I feel. Because I don't know where they are. You know,
Okay, let me put my 2 cents, right? I think I totally agree with you. If I were to write about a person, right, I would describe that person first. I think what they are doing here purposely, they describe certain parts at different places, and to see whether the person is listening carefully. I don't think this was a random thing that they came up with.
no, I don't either.
Huh?
I don't either. It's definitely the exercise, but I'm just saying that I think depending on the level of the person being taught, that it would make sense to start where it's together and then build up to this instead of just going to this.
Okay.
But
Also,
it
they're
depends.
showing here in Sri Lanka major ethnic groups, right? There are Sinhalese, there are Tamils, and there are Muslims, right? Balan is a Tamil, Muhammad is a Muslim, Lalit is a Sinhalese, right? So I think they are trying to tailor it to Sri Lankan audience also, right? So my question to Laura is, what can Vatsala do? Take this exercise and make a similar one and give it to the student. Any ideas for her? How to make another activity from this given one? My idea is they have given adults here, right? Can we use like what?
I mean, if you're talking about, because I think that, I know it's two separate things, but I think if you were going to do it for your class with children, you
Not
could do.
children.
I understand, but I'm saying I think this would be a good exercise for the children to do.
Okay. Okay.
So like if you were going to do for the children, it would be cute to do maybe not people, but like characters or animals or something like that, you know, to make it fun. Now for the adults that are in their 10th grade, is that it? Is that the age?
Yeah.
So they're teenagers, really. I would do what I said before. I would first activity have, say, a person. I mean, if you want, you could have maybe people, younger people, the pictures, so that they can relate to them. And then you can write down a sentence just about that picture and a sentence for each picture. So if you have 6 pictures, you could write a sentence or 2 to describe that person for each one. And then have those pictures in front of them and read a description and have them point to the picture that it describes. Then in the second exercise, you can do something like this.
Okay, I'm going to take something from here. At the end of the lesson, I'm going to add a writing assignment. very similar to this, okay? I'm going to give them 2 writing assignments based on this. As Laura said, I might use characters. I might use like different younger people with, different personalities, okay? So, I think I'm going to stop after this one. Okay. Instead of writing, right, they can write it, right? I want you guys to describe your class teacher. Think of any class teacher, what's a lot? How would you describe your class teacher? So using similar description, right here. So that's the exercise. You can think of a professor, right? One person, you can say Mr. I don't know, so whatever, he was a lecturer of English or whatever, and see whether you can extract some words from here and describe a teacher.
She is an English teacher. That way, she is an English teacher.
Okay.
Uh,
You can say whether she is married, right? You don't have to tell the name. You can say she is married, right?
she's married.
How would you do this sentence?
She always wears Candian sari.
Or you can say sometimes she wears sari, sometimes she wears dresses, right?
Dresses,
Think of
yes.
different things, okay? She's a teacher and usually carries two bags.
Two bags with her.
Okay. Any other, okay, let's see. Okay, Phoebe, I think something happened to her, right? Okay. So let's conclude this, right, Laura?
Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point.
I think so too. Okay, my question is this. How are we going to add writing to this activity, Laura? What can we do? Can we use this and in the class as a writing activity? Maybe we can.
Oh, and that's another thing actually you can do. Go back up to the pictures.
Yeah.
If you want to make it a writing activity instead of a listening activity, or if you want to do both, you can actually have a picture of somebody and you can say, write 3 sentences
About
describing, like,
yeah.
describe how they look, describe what they're wearing, describe certain like features, like something that would stand out. Like for instance, 3, he's wearing, the man has a beard, he's wearing a red shirt with orange pants. He has a bag. He's holding a bag. So like certain sentence, like 3 sentences form.
Okay, very good. I'm going to put pictures, right? We can put a picture of a professor, a farmer, a teacher, a doctor, different things, right? And as Laura said, ask them to describe using, like, I would go even like 5 sentences. We'll give them category. What is the profession? What, clothing? We'll give them 5 categories, see whether they can come up with 5 sentences to describe that person. Okay? I'll make it up. All right. I think this was...
I was going to say, even if you get, what I was thinking for professions, even if you got pictures of, like, say, you had a picture of a nurse, right?
Yes.
And she's wearing her outfit, or you got a picture of a doctor and he has his stethoscope and, or like a train conductor, like different professions.
That's
that
right.
It's very obvious what they are.
Or a policeman, or a
firefighter.
Exactly. All right, let me, that's a good idea. Maybe I should find like 10 pictures.
A veterinarian, like a veterinarian.
Veterinarian. And Sri Lankan farmers are very unique. They wear this loincloth. Yeah, we can put like 10 pictures.
A fisherman.
Fisherman, that's right. So 5 men and 5 women, and ask them to describe using 5 sentences. I think that would be the writing assignment for this unit. But I wanted to do have a specific writing assignment for each unit. Vatsala, you know that? Apart from that, right? Because once they get this, I don't want them to just memorize things, all that. I don't want them to use their knowledge and do something totally new. So any comments, Laura? I think I'm going to put this, then Vatsala, ask them to watch. Next week, you have to find their email addresses for me so I can send them the link. We'll start with them, then we'll continue. Okay?
Okay.
Any comments from anyone? All right. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Vatsala. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good week.
Okay. Bye.
Good.
Thank
Bye.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good week.
Bye.